Tonight, find out how you can get involved with Care for the Community.
Plus iPhone apps on campus. Stay tuned. TrojanVision Nightly News starts now.
From the High Definition Digital Production Center on the Troy campus, with news from Troy University locations around the world, this is Troy TrojanVision Nightly News.
Hello and welcome to Troy TrojanVision Nightly News for January 17th, 2012. I'm Judson Garner.
And I am Bailey Majors. Thank you for joining us this evening. Want to know about what's going on at Troy University? Well, there's an app for that. Troy University has unveiled its new smartphone application that puts Troy University in the palm of your hands. Courtney Still gives us a look.
Tuesday morning marked the official kickoff of the Troy University mobile app. The app was designed to easily connect students and instructors to Troy University information by using their iPhone, iPad, or iPod Touch.
Those students that are taking online classes can actually get into their Blackboard online class and look at announcements, post discussion boards, and look at any of the content their instructors have posted out for them. Likewise, the instructors can actually post some of those discussion board postings or respond to students' questions that they have.
Krill said the app focused primarily on online students to begin with. However, it quickly became useful for any Troy constituent due to its multiple uses.
The Troy University class schedules out there, we have maps both for the Troy campus, Dothan campus, Montgomery campus, and Phoenix City campus. We've got the campus police number, we've got the city police, and we've got the county. We have videos from our YouTube, from our Troy News, from special events. In fact, we even have the Chancellor's Christmas card out there.
Another useful tool available is Ask Troy.
You can go to that Ask Troy piece, ask how much is tuition, when do classes start, anything that typically you can find on the website, but maybe with 2 or 3 clicks, now you can just type in your question in your language and typically find that answer.
Krill said that Ask Troy has about a 90% success rate right now, and they're working to constantly improve that percentage. Troy University alumni will find this app useful as well, as it will be helpful in keeping them informed.
And we're going to develop some specific items for the alumni that focuses in on our alumni magazine, some events our alumni would be interested in.
Krill said the university is very excited about the release of the new app and is looking forward to students using this app to get ahead.
We really think the adoption of this free Troy University mobile app will go a long way to helping our students get into the information age on those smartphones, on those iPads, on those Android and BlackBerry devices. Those are coming.
Courtney Still, Troy, TrojanVision News.
The current app is only available for iPhones, iPads, and iPod Touch. However, Krill says a BlackBerry and Android version is in development. The Troy University app is free and available now from the iTunes App Store.
Troy University Student Government Association is looking for some students to fill some vacant seats in their Synod. Applications are now available for the SGA Synod vacancy election. The vacancy elections are held each semester to fill spots vacated by a student who either graduated or left school. Applications can be picked up in the SGA office in room 219 of the Trojan Center. SGA Clerk Jared Morgan tells us what positions are open.
We're looking for 3 at-large positions, so that means anyone can run for it. 2 Health and Human Services, College of Health and Human Services positions. 1 for Hamill Hall, a girl apparently, and 1 for Alumni Hall. For the Health and Human Services, you have to be a sophomore, and at large, Hamill and Alumni, you can be a freshman, and the requirement is a 2.3 GPA.
The applications are due by this Friday. The Senate vacancy election will be next Wednesday.
Yesterday was the national celebration of the birthday of civil rights pioneer Martin Luther King Jr. But this weekend, Troy University students will get the chance to do some work in the community in his honor. The university will hold the second Care for the Community Day this Saturday in honor of the civil rights pioneer. The day gives Troy students a chance to volunteer around the Troy community, as well as show some students new ways to help out those in need. One of the student leaders involved with the day is Miss Troy Keeley Edwards, who says helping out is good for everyone involved.
Well, I've seen firsthand how just by giving of your time can really be such a blessing to you as well as to others. And I think just by realizing that we're part of something that's so much bigger than ourselves is a benefit in itself. And so just to give a couple hours, it's only half the day, you'll have the rest of the day to do whatever you need to do. But just to give that time, it doesn't take too much, but just to get up in the morning and give back in whatever you're passionate about.
The day of service kicks off Saturday at 8:30 a.m. Students who are interested should go to the Trojan Center Theater at 8:30 to sign up and get volunteer assignments.
And now taking a look at news from around the state, several thousand people marched the familiar route up Montgomery's Dexter Avenue, many arm in arm, to celebrate the holiday honoring civil rights leader Dr. Martin Luther King the day after he would have been 83 years old.
The longest-serving chancellor of the University of Alabama system says he plans to retire. The Tuscaloosa News reports that 65-year-old Malcolm Patera says the time is right for a transition in the leadership for the state's largest school system of higher education. Patera spent the last 10 years in the helm of the system that includes campuses in Tuscaloosa, Birmingham, and Huntsville.
Authorities say a 72-year-old woman who got lost while hiking was recovering at Huntsville Hospital after spending a chilly night without food or water in Bankhead National Forest. A hospital spokeswoman tells the Decatur Daily that Marilyn Dobbs of Huntsville was listed in fair condition.
Still to come on TrojanVision Nightly News, find out Obama's administration's plans for fighting Alzheimer's. We'll tell you more after the break.
And the Trojan basketball teams were in action at home this weekend. Danielle Percival will be in with all the details up next in sports.
Stick around to find out how the Trojans fared on Saturday as both the men's and women's team took on in-state rival South Alabama. I'm Danielle Percival, and I'll have that story coming up in sports.
The first must-have app of 2012 is here. The Troy University app, available at the iTunes App Store, puts information and interaction with Troy University at your fingertips even when you're on the go. Whether you're a student, a faculty or staff member, alumni, or a friend of Troy University, you'll find the Troy app indispensable. Students can work on online classes and get information about courses. Plus, there are campus maps, a staff directory with email and phone numbers, information about athletics, news, and much more. Get it today. The Troy University app for iPhone, iPad, and iPod Touch.
Over the course of time, Troy has consistently turned out quality graduates.
We're trying to develop future leaders.
If it had not been for Troy University, I would have never had the honor of being the Alabama Teacher of the Year.
We want to educate the mind to think, the heart to feel, the body to act. And we do that within the framework of one real university.
Troy University, in class, online, within reach. Troy.edu.
From the high-definition digital production studios of Troy University, you're watching the award-winning TrojanVision Nightly News.
And now for a look at what's happening across the nation and around the world, we'll go to Judson at the Global News Desk. Judson?
Thanks, Bailey. Time's running out for the Republicans running for president. They're trying to win support in South Carolina ahead of Saturday's primary. The GOP candidates are taking aim at frontrunner Mitt Romney. Danielle Nottingham has reports from the White House.
Meeting with South Carolina supporters, Mitt Romney sounds like he's already the GOP nominee. He continues to ignore his Republican challengers and attack President Obama.
He's run out of ideas, he's run out of excuses, and in 2012, he's going to run out of time.
Romney is leading the South Carolina polls, and in a new national poll, he has a 20-point lead over his closest rival. During last night's debate on the Fox News channel, Romney's opponents tried to knock down the frontrunner. They went after his political record and pushed him to immediately release his tax returns.
So the people of South Carolina can take a look and decide if, we got a flawed candidate or not.
And they all continued their attacks on the campaign trail today.
I mean, we have a lot of character issues dealing with Mitt Romney and his ability to be able to hold a consistent policy position on a whole host of issues.
Polls show Romney does well with Republicans looking for a candidate who can beat President Obama, but his opponents are trying to convince voters Romney can't win back the White House. Rick Santorum, Rick Perry, and Newt Gingrich are all working to get that message to South Carolina's conservative evangelical voters.
I have to convince the people who might like to vote for Santorum or might like to vote for Perry that in fact those would be wasted votes, that the only way they can get a conservative nominee is to vote for me on Saturday.
The candidates have just 4 days to catch Romney in South Carolina. Danielle Nottingham, CBS News, the White House.
Millions of families are struggling with the devastation of Alzheimer's. Today, the government is moving forward on an ambitious new plan to treat and prevent the disease and to provide better support for caregivers. Cheryl Brown has a story from Washington.
We ain't going outside.
Russell Patterson knows all about the devastation of Alzheimer's. His mother Edith has struggled with it for 7 years, so he's encouraged to hear the government is finally taking it on.
It's like cancer. It's something we need to find out more about, if anything. So I think that's a great move on Obama's part.
The Obama administration is developing the first national plan for tackling Alzheimer's. The goal is to develop both prevention and treatment by the year 2025. The Alzheimer's Association says the goal is realistic if the commitment is really there and the funding.
We're going to see in the coming months whether this is a plan that will remain just an aspiration or whether it's a battle plan that's backed by the resources that are needed to really end this disease.
President Obama signed off on the Alzheimer's project last year, and a committee of his experts is now under a deadline to finalize a strategy. The group is in a 2-day meeting to hammer out its game plan. Over 5 million Americans suffer from Alzheimer's, which gradually breaks down memory, thinking, and behavior. But it's the only disease among the top killers for which there is no prevention or cure.
Just someone taking the initiative is a good thing for me.
Without better treatment, doctors expect Alzheimer's to grow dramatically as the population ages, possibly affecting 16 million Americans by the middle of the century. The government is hoping it can stop that trend before it happens. Terrell Brown, CBS News, Washington.
Rescue crews found 5 more bodies as they searched the wrecked cruise ship on Italy's coast. The death toll now stands at 11, and there are still dozens of people missing. And shocking new audio of the ship's captain has been emerged. Anna Matranga reports from Gilo, Italy.
Controlled explosions blew open holes for rescue crews searching the Costa Concordia.
We hope that in this way we can reach all the places that haven't been inspected yet.
They're looking in the murky water and interior of the ship for anyone who may still be alive. But search crews only found more victims Tuesday. Captain Francesco Schettino is now under house arrest and faces charges of causing a shipwreck, manslaughter, and abandoning ship. In a call with the Coast Guard right after the wreck, Schettino says he's in a lifeboat during the evacuation. The Coast Guard official yells, telling Schettino, "You get on board, this is an order." The captain says, "But you are aware it is dark and we can't see anything." The official replies, "Get on the bow of the ship and tell me what can be done." Infrared video shows some of the passengers had to climb down the side of the ship using rope ladders. Now there's a new problem. The wrecked ship contains 500,000 gallons of fuel. Dutch engineers are here on Giglio Island waiting for the go-ahead to start the delicate process of extracting the fuel. That could begin as early as Wednesday. The water around the island is a protected marine life sanctuary. Crews have already placed booms around the Costa Concordia in case of a spill. But as rough seas move the ship, officials say the risk of a leak increases. Anna Matranga, CBS News, Giglio, Italy.
And that wraps things up from the Global News Desk. To see more stories from across the country and around the world, including a contest to find the perfect rat in New York subways and how laughter could help save your life, you can tune in to Trojan Vision Global News right after the nightly news. Now, back to you, Bailey.
Thank you, Judson. And now Danielle Percival joins us with a look at sports. So Danielle, students have been back in school. This is our second week back, but both basketball teams have already had a home game.
Well, that's right. For many Troy students, this is the first weekend they've been back in town during this new semester, but good to see so many of them out at the basketball game. So let's get into the details of those matchups. On Saturday, the Trojans were facing a team with which they shared an identical record in Sun Belt play, and they had the home crowd on their side. However, it wasn't enough for the men's basketball team to take down their in-state rival. Troy was handed its 4th conference loss of the year Saturday night as in-state rival and conference foe South Alabama took the game 75-60. The Trojans fell behind 16-13 with 12 minutes to go in the first half and were unable to catch up from there. The Trojans only shot 16% from behind the arc, and head coach Don Maestri knows his team is capable of doing better.
It was a very disappointing game for us. We played poorly, probably shot the ball as badly as we have in the last 4 or 5 years. I think we were 3 for 17 the first half, 3 for 20. I thought it couldn't get worse, but it did. In the second half, we made 3 out of 20 from the three-point line, so that was 6 out of 37 three-point attempts. I mean, that's just terrible performance.
You know, I guess you just have nights like this where you can't shoot the ball, and that was a team-wide thing. We just could not throw it in the ocean tonight.
Troy, who was ranked third in the nation in three-pointers per game, averaging 9, only managed 6 this time around, though South Alabama had a standout shooter who was hot from three-point range. The Jaguars were led on the night by Freddie Goldstein, and Goldstein was golden behind the arc, hitting 9 three-pointers, setting a school record. Goldstein also had 30 of the Jaguars' 75 points. Wright says Goldstein wasn't simply getting open looks.
He was shooting contested shots. The guy's a good shooter. He's a great shooter. But we were there, and there's times we weren't there. We just got to know where he's out on the floor the whole time. And kid's a shooter, but we got to be able to contain him better than that, and we just didn't.
Sometimes you run across somebody who's having a great night. There were times that he was covered. I mean, we had somebody right on him, but when you're feeling it and you're a shooter, a good shooter like Goldstein is, the bucket looks like the ocean, and you're sitting in a little old boat, so you can just throw it anywhere and it's going to go in, and he just had one of those great nights.
The Trojans will take the court again on Thursday as they face off against conference foe Florida Atlantic. Tip-off is set for 7:30. And the women were not able to pick up a win against the Jags either as they fell to South Alabama on Saturday 53-46. Similar to the men's game, the three-point shooting of South Alabama caused trouble for the Trojans. The Jaguars also held the Trojans' leading scorer, D'Angela Swartz, scoreless in the second half. Despite that, she still finished as the Trojans' leading scorer with 11 points. Head coach Mike Murphy said despite the loss, he was proud of his team.
At one point we're down by 17, and I think in a span of about 5 minutes, cut it to 5. With a chance to cut it to 3 and get called for travel. So I'm really proud of my team's effort. I'm proud of their preparation, the way they prepared for this game, and we're just going to move forward from here.
The Trojans will play at home again on Thursday against Florida Atlantic. That game is set to begin at 5:15. Both the men's and women's tennis teams kicked off their seasons this weekend, but neither team was able to pick up victories on the road against nationally ranked opponents. The women fell to Kansas State Saturday 6-1. On Sunday, the women faced Georgia. This time they were swept by the Bulldogs 7-0. The women were not the only ones that got swept over the weekend, though. The men did not take the court until Monday when they faced Florida State, and the Seminoles took the match 7-0. The men will be on the road again this Saturday, taking on Auburn. So Judson, Bailey, the basketball teams weren't able to pick up wins, but glad to see so many people out there to support them. Maybe better luck next time. They've got another home matchup on Thursday. Hopefully everyone comes out to maybe cheer the Trojans on to a victory.
Absolutely, and we wish them the best of luck.
As always.
Thank you, Danielle.
Thanks. Still to come on TrojanVision Nightly News, we'll find out how students and leaders can learn more about leadership.
But first, this weekend we saw an increase in temperatures, but what can we expect for the rest of the week? Bree?
Well, we have seen a significant increase in those temperatures lately, and those temperatures may remain constant throughout the rest of the week. I'll have more coming up in weather.
At the heart of what we do in the College of Business is care for the students.
We feel like the students are our most important assets.
I have never been anywhere where I've known so many students on first-name basis.
What we try to do at Troy University is provide an experience to students that not only provide the curriculum that allows them to be successful in the business world, but we also try to expand their horizons to reach greater opportunities that maybe they didn't think they were capable of before.
Up, college is hard. Down, those books are heavy.
My sport is football, but my passion is education.
Right up here.
So every year I take promising high schoolers on a college tour
Lights there, darks there.
to show them that higher education means a brighter future. My name is Nnamdi Asamoah. I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Find out how you can live united for education. Give, advocate, volunteer. Go to liveunited.org.
Do you wear this?
From the high-definition digital production studios of Troy University, you're watching the award-winning TrojanVision Nightly News.
Now Bree Sanders joins us for weather.
So Bree, it was kind of a gloomy day outside. We had light showers all day, and then finally the rain just fell through. How long is this going to stick around?
Well, we have been experiencing those gloomy conditions for quite a while now, all day today, but that may change later on tonight on into the morning, but I'll get more into that in just a moment. Right. Let's take a look at our campus snapshot. Right now on campus, we see that it's a little wet outside from the rain from earlier, so whether you're headed to class or you're headed home from work, make sure you keep that umbrella with you and that jacket to stay dry. Let's take a look at our current conditions. Right now, our skies are cloudy, Temperatures at 66 degrees, dew points at 58 degrees, humidity's at 75%, barometers at 30.10 inches and rising. Winds are coming in from the southwest at 7 miles per hour. Today's stats, we had a high today of 56, a low of 46. There was about 0.16 inches of rain. The sun rises at 6:44 a.m. and the sun should set at 5:05 p.m. Take a look at our temperatures around the state. Right now, our state as a whole is experiencing some mid-60 to lower 70-degree temperatures. Mobile coming in at 70, Huntsville at 63, Birmingham at 65, Montgomery at 64, Troy at 66, Phoenix City at 65, and Dothan with the highs at 70 as well as Mobile. Take a look at our current temperatures across the southeast. In our area, we're experiencing some mid-60-degree temperatures, and as we move throughout the rest of the southeast, those temperatures remain constant. Florida in the mid-60s as well as certain parts of Texas in the lower 80s, a little bit higher than what we've been seeing lately. Take a look at our temperatures across the United States. Here on the West Coast, we see they're experiencing some mid-40 to lower 50-degree temperatures, but as we head throughout the Midwest, those temperatures decrease significantly into about the mid-30s to the upper 20s, a lot cooler than what we've been seeing lately. Our current surface map here in the Midwest, they also have a few high-pressure systems with a low-pressure system bringing in those heavy to moderate rain systems, another reason for their cooler conditions right now. A closer look at our area, we see that we do have a few rain systems in our area, a little bit of heavy rain that may be coming in later on tonight. And as we take a look at the northernmost part of our state, we see that we might have this cold front coming in later on this evening, maybe bringing in some cooler temperatures for the rest of the week, but that'll be something for us to look out for. Our thunderstorm forecast for the next 12 hours in our area, we do have a very high chance of a severe thunderstorm, so everybody stay on lookout for that. If you're on the road, make sure you are driving safely. As we move into tomorrow, we shouldn't be experiencing much of any rain, but we do have other parts of the state experiencing a little bit of precipitation as well as snow. On into Thursday, still no rain, and we see that we do have snow in the northwest and northeastern parts of the United States. As we head into Friday, we see that rain comes back into our area, maybe about a 20 or 30% chance or so stay on the lookout for that. And as we move in through the weekend, that rain gets a little bit heavier in our area, so we may have rain this weekend. For tonight's forecast, we have partly cloudy skies, early showers, possible thunderstorms, winds coming in from the west at 11 miles per hour with a low of 46 degrees. So much like last night, we'll probably have a pretty warm night, but if you go out, make sure you keep that umbrella with you just to stay dry. For tomorrow's forecast, we have clouds in the AM, sunny skies in the afternoon, winds coming in from the north-northwest from 10 to 15 miles per hour with a high of 58 degrees. So unlike today, tomorrow should be a picture-perfect day. So if you want to go outside and enjoy the weather, you can definitely do so. Take a look at our class outlook. Around 7 a.m. it should be about 46 degrees. At 10 it should get to 50. 1 p.m. it should get to about 56. And 3 p.m. it should get to about the highest at 58. So you can go for a walk if you like. Our 4-day forecast for tomorrow, we have a high of 58 degrees, a low of 31. Thursday we have that high of 66 with a low of 45. Friday we have that high of 70 with a low of 56. We see that we're getting into the 70s for the weekend. On Saturday we have that high of 72 with about a 40% chance of thunderstorms. So Judson, it looks like for tonight and maybe a little bit of tomorrow morning, we may be experiencing that precipitation, but for the rest of the week, we might have a pretty clear weekend until we get, of course, into Saturday.
Yeah, and it'll get a little warmer too, so, you know, that'll feel pretty good.
Warm temperatures do remain for us.
All right, thanks a lot, Bree.
You're welcome.